Okay, the channel is live. Hello, everyone, everybody, and words that sound like words. That was actually an ancient language with archaic pronunciation that I was using to set the scene, like in the beginning of The Lord of the Rings, where at first Kate Blanchett's speaking in Elvish, but then we hear the translation. That's what was happening just then. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I'm the game master. And tonight we're going to play Daggerheart.
Yay!
With me tonight to play Daggerheart and not make fun of my pronunciation if they want their characters to get good results. Nobilis as Bright.
May the blessings of the great elder golden slime be upon you.
Dove Archambault as Curia.
Those are the weirdest bandits I've ever seen.
Lee Burdett as Dusty Knickers.
Hello, everyone! Welcome to our tale of adventure.
Oh, great.
Katie.
Who let the bard in?
You guys did.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
We invited
I'm
him.
not as hard to follow as Paul.
Millie Katie as Suspon.
I hope my kids are okay. Well, sorry, I hope my siblings are okay. And just a warning, if there is very loud meowing in the background, it's my cat who's kind of upset that my husband and I were gone last night.
Aw.
Aw.
Jason Banks as Clem Jr.
Oh, I wonder if those bandits came across the Misty Mountains.
And Paul Weimer as Basilius.
We have rescued a troubadour extraordinaire, or perhaps he rescued himself out of Duran's vial, but he's now part of our party, I do declare, and so further into the deep we will together delve a while.
Oh. Hopefully it will not be a trial. No, it will be.
We'll beat it with a smile.
When last we left our heroes, the Golden Nuggets had departed from the fungal city of Salt Brine Falls, determined to continue their broader mission of understanding what has happened to the magic known as the lure, but also to try to thwart the fungus invasion that has been so threatening Salt Brine Falls. Perhaps the two are related. It seems likely that they are, but how though? While descending through the ruins of T-Mire, the party had heard warnings of bandits in the area, and sure enough, were ambushed by some. They were able to repel the bandit forces, but heard that these bandits had prisoner a dwarf. And so the party snuck into the compound to see if they could rescue that dwarf, and discovered Dusty Knickers, who was actually in the process already of talking their way out of being held prisoner, and with the opportunity of another party to escort them out, took up that opportunity, and everyone snuck away safely. Rescue accomplished. Good job. Yes.
Exactly.
Or we could do the Legend of Zelda thing where Suspon holds up Dusty Knickers like he got him out of a treasure chest. You got Bard.
Bard, get.
Yes. So, in any case, though, you all snuck away from the place where these cultists of T-Mire seemed to have degenerated into a manners-based religion of some sort. And you all decided that you didn't need any of that, and you moved on. So, as the party is descending further through these caverns, past the ruins of T-Mire, you are faced with a fork in the cave, so to speak. You have discovered a spot where you have two paths ahead of you. They are in their appearance more or less identical in the sense that they are not like literally identically shaped, but in the sense that one's a cave and the other's a cave. They don't seem to have any other distinguishing factors other than there's the one on the left and the one on the right. However, there are signs. And I don't mean that in some sort of a symbolic, sense. I mean literally someone has put up signs on each one. And the cavern on the left has posted, or like there's someone has pounded a little signpost in there, and stuck to this post is what looks like a very fancy piece of paper. Written on it in very elegant handwriting is the individuals of T. Meyer extend a very honored invitation to the Cotton Clan for a social function to be held on Thursday the 14th. Please RSVP. And below it, there are two boxes, one that says can attend and the other says cannot attend. Neither box is checked.
Okay.
The other sign for the other cavern has what looks like an incredibly well-rendered and detailed pencil sketch of the cavern entrance itself. And below it reads, banned from all social functions for unseemly behavior.
Oh boy.
Golden Nuggets, what would you like to do?
So the one with the drawing
Mm-hmm.
is basically a picture of the cave itself.
Yes,
that
it's like someone
front of-
standing exactly where you are, drew a picture of that cave, and then put it on the signpost with the caption.
Well, if we're interested in dealing with people with manners, then perhaps the Cotton Clan tunnel might be a better choice. Or if we're more interested in the sort of beings that would piss off our friends back there, then maybe the other cavern would be the better choice.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Personally, I think that this Cotton Clan might be a better choice. It does sound like at least people who can be reasoned with.
was there some I have I'm highborn community,
Mm-hmm.
and so I have privilege, and like I wonder if like I can try and figure out what is going on
Okay.
with this and what
If
or
you would
less.
like to, sort of study these two signs and try to discern more information that might not be immediately apparent, are you considering this like an instinct or a knowledge-based check?
Knowledge.
Knowledge. Okay. So you can do a knowledge-based check, and if you think that you're highborn, so what is your highborn trait that you're proposing here, or are you just
You have
saying that-
advantage on rolls to consort with nobles, negotiate prices, or leverage your reputation to get what you want. And I figure, this is like figuring out what is meant by
Sure.
consorting through signs.
Yes, I will let you roll that with advantage because you're basically trying to sort of intuit based on what you know of the T. Meyer folks what you might be able to discern in the hidden meanings of these two things. So yeah, I'll let you roll that with advantage knowledge. This is difficult because they are insane. So okay.
Okay.
With
So
fear.
that is a roll with fear, which I will go ahead and take that.
I think that's actually the appropriate response, is to roll with fear, because the T Meyer people are insane.
Yes. I think that what you're able to get from that 16 is, it's notable that while they have extended an invitation to the Cotton Clan, apparently the Cotton Clan has not seen fit to RSVP either way. It does look like the invitation has been there long enough that if they were prompt recipients of such invitations and inclined to the same sort of mannered behavior that the T Meyer cult is, surely they would have RSVP'd. So the fact that they have not RSVP'd does suggest perhaps a lack of engagement with the T Meyer's worldview, even if the T Meyer did actually still send them an invitation. But you also know from your first encounter with the T Meyer that them sending an invitation, you could almost maybe interpret that in the same way that a more traditional bandit organization might send a letter saying pay up by dawn or else. Right?
Hmm.
It's not clear that it's actually intended to be what you would normally think of as an invitation to a nice party.
Yeah.
But that said, Cotton Clan has not RSVP'd, which surely would be considered rude by the T Meyer cult. The other sign, on the other hand, typically this type of posting would be used to suggest that specific individuals would not be allowed or invited, would be in fact prohibited from attendance to anything. But the picture is of the cave itself, and so you suspect that this is more of a reflection of not necessarily who you would find in that cave, but rather the cave itself has done something. So that might actually be a way of depicting an environmental hazard of some kind, as opposed to reflecting who you might find inside.
Yeah, I think the fact that they drew the cave tells me that it's not a person forbidden. I think they're warning people to stay away for some reason. Not sure what it is. Probably, monsters or collapse or something. This
Some
one,
sort of hazards.
yeah, the Cotton Clan. This is probably basically a kind of a protection demand,
Bracket.
basically. Yeah. And the Cottons have not chosen to respond at all, which honestly, I'm liable to think that they'd be worth going going towards.
The enemy of my enemy might be maybe not my friend, but might be of like-mindedness.
Or possibly a little less insane than the Team Iron.
That's a low bar, Curia.
Dusty
Yeah, true.
is gonna lean over to Riga and say, in bit, I did not see these when I came through here the last time.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what? Do you know what's going on with these two caves? Because I'll be honest, completely new to me. Like they just appeared out of thin air.
Yeah.
There are legends that the deeper you go, the more chaotic and changeable the caves become.
Yes, that's certainly true. I think that Riga, studies the signs a bit herself, and then it kind of just gives you a big one. I think what she tells you, Dusty, is that she's not been through the cave with the cave sign so she just doesn't know what's in there. The other way, she indicates there's a river through there, but she doesn't know what the Cotton Clan is.
Okay. So I will turn to the others and say, Riga says that there's a river in the cave where the Cotton Clan is, but she doesn't know where it goes, and she's never heard of the clan.
Honestly, that sounds like a good way to go to me.
Well, if there's a river there, logically speaking, if water flows downhill, then one would expect that it leads to down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So let's go that way.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've had a good
soaking.
A good time on the water. How? I mean, by some definitions of good.
Brief technical note. Lee, can you maybe move your microphone a little bit closer to your mouth? You're just a little bit
closer.
Quiet. Yes.
Closer? Is this better?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
I moved it a little away because Dusty tends to talk in very loud, big gestures.
Yes. Well, so this is the balance, right? Because, it's if you move it away for when you're doing big talk, but then you don't do all that, every single thing you say, so it's the challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a burden that you have taken upon yourself. I believe that you are
for the record,
the bard's burden.
Yeah, I am enjoying it so far.
Good. I'm glad. So in any case, then, is the party decided then?
I think so.
Cotton.
Sure.
Okay. So as you proceed down the cavern on the left, which is, I believe, the one that I said had that sign, you do start hearing, before you see anything different, you do start hearing the sound of running water. Although, I think, well, you know what? I think that it sounds a little different. So for Dusty and Riga, who at least in theory, that the caverns can change, but having been in this approximate direction at least before, I think that it sounds a little different than you might have expected. And then when you finally do reach a point where part of the cavern floor has given way to expose what is otherwise an underground river, you note that the flow seems much slower than you would normally expect. And the water level is higher in the cavern. And so you are kind of normally, it's suggestive that perhaps there is an obstruction of some kind further downstream.
Okay.
Which direction is it flowing? Would it be flowing towards where the other tunnel would be?
No, it's flowing in the direction you are traveling.
Okay.
You are traveling approximately downhill.
Okay.
It's an irregular route, but so but where you see the river, it does seem to be level is higher and running slower than what you thought it would be. So I think you get to the point where you find that as a result of the water level being higher, as the cavern does start to branch a little bit more, you find that there is at least one path where you could have gone that way once upon a time, but now that tunnel is entirely flooded. However, you are able to see that by sort of climbing upward along a little bit of a rock fall, there is another opening that lets you continue in that approximate direction above the level of the water. Whereas the route that you were sort of assuming that you would be taking does seem to it would take, you would have to go underwater to go that way.
Okay.
And so there is another cavern up there. It looks perhaps like it has more recently been opened up, perhaps as a result of whatever's making the water level higher.
You there's like some rock falls. Does it look like that was done from natural things, or was it carved out?
Well, I suppose someone could perhaps try to make a roll to see. All I think that is obvious immediately is that it looks like it is more recent and not something that's just been like that for years and years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay taking the roll.
Sure.
Okay.
Go for it.
So what roll are you making here?
Instinct.
Okay.
I would like to actually help with that. I'm
Mhm.
not sure if you want to make it a group action or just. I think that my knowledge might might be helpful in doing that. So
Well, so you can
um,
certainly do a basic
advantage?
help to by spending a hope,
Yep.
or you could we
Okay.
could do it as a group check if that felt appropriate.
I'll spend the hope.
Okay.
15 with hope.
Okay. So with a 15, I think what you are able to discern here is that it does look like uh, it has been cleared not through like natural erosion, but also you don't see any evidence of like tools. Like it's not like machines. No one went at this with a pickaxe. It looks, however, like something perhaps more organic might have dug or smashed through this space. It doesn't look like any like machined tools were used here.
Yeah, it's probably. I think this was done by a tunneling creature of some kind. Well, at least, I mean, we've encountered some of those before.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's go take a look, shall we? We need to
Yeah.
go that way anyway, since it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the tunnels that you had seen the fungus zombies seem to dig didn't have any sort of especially obvious sort of like signs of it. You wouldn't say this looks identical, but you couldn't rule it out with that roll.
I hope it's not them.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to assume then that you're not choosing to go underwater.
That
Assume
sounds like a
not.
bad plan in my
Mhm.
book.
I mean, only
I-
Riga's really suited to going underwater. Like,
Yeah, I don't really have
Yeah.
anything to go
or
underwater with.
or you, Clem, you might be able to manage it.
yeah. I think I'm the only one with the ability to handle water pretty well. So I think we should take the other tunnels.
Yeah.
No doubt.
But I'll go first and I'll help you guys up.
I think we don't
Handled
need a
this
roll to
so
climb
well.
up, but it is certainly, it's a little bit more effort to sort of just scramble upwards as opposed to just, just walking along. But certainly with no special urgency, you're able to make your way up without too much difficulty. And you do find that this opening that you found does appear to open up into another older tunnel. So someone has created a breach between what was two separate tunnels. So you're now not in a tunnel that looks new anymore. You just went through like a new opening into it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So as you are in this place, you do make your way a little further along, and you realize that there is now a little bit more of it's not an entirely finished, smoothed, like tooled, pavement floor type of place, but the cave here does show signs of at some point, someone has made this cave like specifically more traversable. Like they've kind of leveled out the floor somewhat. They've widened it a few places where it would have been narrow. So it's like someone has been through here. This is not new either. But so this might be an older part of the T-Meyer ruins, and it's just not in a way that was used to be accessible this way. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But so you do pass along to a point where now there is you're kind of walking along a ledge, and the cavern has opened up somewhat, and it drops to one side, and you see the new water level down there, and you're sort of walking along this ledge now above the water, and it does start to open up, and then you find a place where you're kind of descending now to the level of the water, and you find what explicitly looks like a dock. Someone has built a dock, and there are in fact a couple of small boats tied up to it, but those boats look like they are just completely sort of entombed within like old cobwebs. But the water level is now at a point where the boats are in a slightly unstable position. Like what seems to have happened is this dock was designed for the water to be at the level that it is now, but you think that it had dropped and now has risen again.
Okay.
And so the boats would have been like hanging from where they were tethered to the dock, but now have risen up again. But one of them's floating like upside down, and one of them is like, you know, like half of it is sort of under the dock. So it's sort of propped up like that. But they are also all completely like wrapped up in cobwebs that seem designed to just keep them from moving around at all. And
how big are these boats?
Also an opening which is very clearly like a machined produced doorway into some sort of a complex in here. The boats do, by the way, there is sort of a larger cavern that is a little bit like a subway tunnel in the sense that you could take your boat, if you undid the boats, you could take the boat down that path, but also it's it's dark that way, and so you couldn't keep walking that way, but now you could take a boat if you unfastened the boat. But there's also this doorway, as I mentioned.
So we have a doorway, or we could possibly use the boats and continue the way we're going.
Yeah.
We can't
First, let me put you all on a map. How about that?
A map.
Oh boy.
The moment I heard cobwebs, I did get a little nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting the spider vibes too, huh?
Uh-huh.
So I'm putting you on this map. You are on the bottom right of this part of the map. Probably most of it is going to be dark for you right now.
Yes.
That is because it's dark and you don't know what's there. Let's see.
Okay, so the boats are not particularly large.
No, they are rowboat sized.
Okay.
It'll probably take two or three of us or two or three of them to hold.
And
all of us.
All 7 of us, yeah.
Yeah.
How fast is the water?
It is very slow.
Oh, well, shit. That brings that idea down.
Yeah.
It would be so awesome to tie myself to the boat and let you guys push off from the dock, and then I could ski behind you.
So it is, I think part of what, on the basis that we had kind of explained that Dusty and Riga had kind of come through this general area before. As I mentioned, the water level is now higher than it was. And so this tunnel that you could see going, taking the boat down is not the tunnel that you would have previously traveled down, because now the water is has risen up to a level where you could take a boat through it, as opposed to it have been a cavern up in the air, not connected to where you were otherwise, right? So essentially, that something has caused the river to be blocked in a way that has risen the level up to where it is now, But the presence of this dock and the boats suggests that perhaps it was always at this level at some previous time, and someone has made it go back to that level.
All right.
I'm gonna go up to the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was my thought as well. Knock and see. Oops, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, knock?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a
I was
polite
just
thing
gonna
to
listen
do.
at the door.
Yeah,
Oh,
knock
here,
and see if we can rent the boats.
Sorry, putting the map on the screen for the people watching the stream instead of only you.
Yeah.
So I think what you see in that door is it is. By the way, some of what you're going to see here that looks like wood is not like normal tree wood. It's like the giant fungus wood, basically.
Okay.
But as you look at that door, it is clearly a very old door. It's sturdy enough that it could probably take a pounding if it were, firmly latched and locked. But what you actually see is that it is not even fully closed. It's kind of hanging open a couple of inches.
Oh.
Yeah, I would hold up a hand to stop Desi before he knocks. Say.
Yeah, well, maybe they're open for business. You see, the door's open, welcoming visitors in.
Yeah, I just realized I could reveal
me.
more of this that you can see from the as you look down the
I'm going to just very slowly push open the door to door all the way open to try and see
make a finesse roll to see if you can do so silently.
Sure. 14 with hope.
14 with hope. Yeah, I think that you are able to be cautious enough that even though it creaks a little bit, like there's just a little bit of a squeezing, there's not like any sort of big loud sound. You think that someone would have had to have been very nearby to hear anything.
Okay. And I'm just gonna really kind of slink up to that corner and then see, just look around to see, because I have a very bad feeling about this.
Why? My attempt to change the GM. Oh, that's what it is. That's what I was doing. I was doing the wrong layer. I was trying to make the GM darkness more opaque for the people watching on the stream, so they're not so readily spoiled. But yes, so as you kind of peek around the corner, you see that there's sort of like a little network of canals in there. That it does look like it's by design. Something about the nature of the interior of this place looks like it's supposed to have these little canals for some reason.
Are there like spider webs or anything like that around?
Well, perhaps you could make an instinct roll to perceive such things.
Okay. Oh, 8 with fear.
Okay. You don't see any in here. However, it is certainly... There's lots of places where there's dust, but there are also places where the dust has been disturbed by something. However, whatever there is enough, whatever you see in terms of these disturbances has been gone over and over enough that you're not seeing any sort of distinct tracks. It's just chaotic. But clearly something has moved through here, with regularity.
Okay. Just move in a little further. Okay. Edge
Dusty
along
holding the door open.
they better go behind them. The last time she went by herself, it didn't go very well.
So is the plan that everybody's following to go inside? Is that this is the idea?
I don't know. I'm so curious about the boats. So how hard does it look like actually to get one of these boats waterworthy?
Yeah, well, so how about you take a look with you can either, analyze with a knowledge roll or perhaps just perceive with instinct, or you could even, if you wanted, you could just try to just like yank it loose with strength. Tell me what you'd like to do.
No, let's go perceive.
Okay.
Let's play to our strengths here.
All right, so you
15 with fear.
Yeah, with so hang on, I'm just realizing I need to place my fear die so that I can increase
So much fear.
I know. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is always
a little death that brings total obliteration.
Yes.
So I think what you discover is that as you sort of try to well, so here's a question. Are you just being very careful not to touch anything, or are you just like trying to like wiggle it a little bit to see?
Yeah, I'm wiggling and feeling to see how practical it would be to get this thing in the water.
Right. What you see is that the initial appearance of cobwebs is a little bit deceptive, because while the cobwebs themselves kind of are like draped over everything, it seems almost like secondary or even incidental, because there are clearly much stronger fibers sort of underneath that sort of more feathery cobwebby layer. And as you are sort of reaching down to kind of prod in there, your hand does stick to that one, and you are able to remove it without difficulty, but it is sticky, and it's sort of like, that was when I just barely touched a little bit of it with my hand. It's still actively sticky. It seems very strong. And so you think that, like, if you all were, like, determined to cut it loose, you could do so, but probably not instantaneously. And even if you did, it would still be covered in sticky webs.
Okay. That sounds like that might be, unless we get a dead end, it's too much work.
There's also, I think, because of the nature of the game that we're playing here is, so I think that there is an impulse that you feel. You've got a little bit of this webbing on your hand.
Yeah.
And as you are sort of like holding up your fingers to just sort of evaluate like the tackiness, right? I think you feel an impulse to taste it.
Oh no!
Since this is a food game,
Yeah,
I'm going for it.
Yeah.
Taste I do. Why not?
It is incredibly sweet.
It's cotton candy instead of spider webs.
Bubblegum.
Oof, bubblegum, yeah.
Wow. That's good. That's real good.
Collect some.
Yeah, it just...
Yes,
Yes.
that's my next action. I'm going to collect some of this.
So I think that, yeah, you discover that the cobwebby stuff is sort of like extremely light and feathery and sort of tends to just dissolve at the slightest bit of moisture. But then the stronger strands are sort of very, like chewy, stretchy, strong, sticky.
Like a caramel.
Yeah. Or like some sort of a chewing gum.
Or chewing gum.
Or taffy.
Taffy. Yeah. We have reached Atlantic City.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, you can, well, so here's a question. You've got friends that are actually passing you by and heading into this network. Do you take some time to actually gather some right now, or are you calling to them?
I do.
Okay.
I have a possible name to put on the Beast Feast item. Groundwater taffy.
Groundwater taffy?
Oh, groundwater taffy. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure. All right. So yeah, I think go ahead and make I think finesse seems like the most straightforwardly obvious to try to gather some, but you tell me if you have another proposal.
No, finesse seems logical. It's not my greatest stat, but we'll give it a shot.
Okay.
So that's a 16 with fear.
Yeah, I think that. Well, so here's another question though. I believe that y'all might be full up on your ingredients right now. So that just might mean that you have to. You can take some of this, but you might have to get rid of something else.
Yeah, because I took stuff from. Yeah, because we had regular as well as the special agreements. I don't mark down. I took any of the special ones. I just took when we filled up on the full. So I'll just swap out a sweet for a sweet.
Dusty doesn't have anything.
Ah, yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Well, but Dusty though seems to be progressing into the cavern. So on that note, I think at least right now what we see on the map is that Curia, Dusty, and Bright and Clem have been proceeding into this doorway, through this doorway into the little network of tunnels beyond. Riga, I think, would probably be sticking with Dusty. I'm thinking just because there's a communication that is familiar there.
Mm-hmm.
Sue, what about you? Are you staying back with Basilios or?
Or is everyone just leaving me behind?
No, I'd probably be sticking back just just to make sure nothing's coming up from behind us.
Sure. Okay.
Got any room in your pack, Sue? Look, this could be useful.
No, but I will call up ahead and say, "Hey, anyone got room for ingredients?"
So I think that those of you in the network of little tunnels hear Sue call out like that, and then hear it echo back from ahead of you, and it's like it's just carrying right through these tunnels.
Okay, I think Dusty is like, "Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, and also my pockets are empty."
Oh, and also anything that's in any of these connected tunnels probably just heard that now.
Oh.
Yeah.
But they probably have a better sense of echolocation and think it's coming from the dock.
Yeah. So in any case, I was about to have Curia make a finesse roll to try to stealth through these partially flooded channels to move silently, but I think I think
that's over.
Perhaps moot now. So tell me what you do as that sort of the shouting happens. Like, do you freeze? Do you go back? What do you?
Yeah, Curia's going to freeze and just listen for anything other than the dying echoes.
Okay. I think that what you hear is I think that you hear some whispering in ahead of you in a language that you don't recognize, but it's sort of very harsh and raspy sounding. It doesn't actually even really sound like a humanoid creature making those sounds, but it does have some degree of patterning to it in such a way that it sounds more like speech and language than just generic animal noises. But then as you are sort of frozen and watching, you do spot, just sort of peeking around the corner, you see I'm going to call it, for the moment, a large spider, because it's perhaps, the size of a large dog, right? So that's pretty big for a spider. But you see it sort of just peek around the corner in sort of a hesitant way, and then retreat. And then you hear more of that sort of raspy sound. So, is anybody taking any immediate action?
Here we'll call out Cotton Clan. Like just call out, like not like yell, but just even tone.
Mm-hmm.
Try and hide the fear that's creeping up.
Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, all of these sort of like whispering, raspy sounds that you heard stop immediately.
Clem will
might as well move forward a bit.
Yeah, Clem will come in and look up and see if there's anything on the ceiling.
I like the instinct. As of right now, there does not appear to be anything on the ceiling.
Okay. So
what does happen though, shortly thereafter of I'm trying to get to my proper page here. As you are sort of frozen, waiting, listening, looking around, suddenly, from the same direction that you saw that one spider sort of poke its head through, there now is a whole bunch of them swarming through. One of that first one that gets to you first is attacking you, Kyria.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
That is a 14 versus your evasion.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. That is going to do 4 physical damage as it is biting you.
That's only minor damage.
Mm-hmm.
It's like ow.
Yeah. What I am going to say too is that although obviously the map is not easily able to depict this, they are crawling on the walls and ceiling as well now. They're big enough that I'm still only going to let one be in any given square, but they can pass each other that way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, like, if one is on the ground here, the other one can get by it on the ceiling, but can't stop on the same square, just tactically.
Right.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of spiders.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're bitey.
Okay, I'm going to spend a stress to use my patron's mantle, and so Bright becomes all golden and gooey.
Okay.
and Clem will call back to our trailing compatriots. Curious found trouble again.
At least I'm not alone this time.
Right, but
You're welcome.
And Clem
Yes,
will
this
move
is
up.
my fault.
I neglected to mention something that's very important. One is just the case of like, it's dark in here. How's everybody seeing?
Well, when I think basically after the first, Curie would have had gotten her torch out once their cover was blown.
Okay, so you're holding a torch then.
Yeah.
So as these spiders
All right.
emerge fully into the bright light from your torch, you do see that they are all bright pink. I'm sorry that I don't have the map tokens colored bright pink. I did not, in the time I spent looking, find a bright pink spider monster token. So, but you'll have to use your imaginations.
Imagination. Oh wow.
Yes. So, in any case,
I don't
it's
know
a
the
party
Willy Wonka
spotlight.
song enough.
It's a cave of pure imagination.
Purely imaginative spiders.
Yeah. Who can infest the cavern? Filling it up with webs. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Kira's gonna take out her dagger and just stab at the one that is in front of her.
Okay.
The ghost scorpion dagger. 15 with fear.
15 does hit, and you are you stab it and you kill that one that's right there.
Oh. Okay.
But that was a roll with fear, which I'm going to go ahead and spend right away to have all of these remaining spiders rush in all around you, like up on the walls and ceiling and such. Let's see. I can have 4 of them get to. You know what? I think the fifth one is on the ceiling above Clem here. But they are all now attacking you, and you hear them give what you suspect might be spider language for Kenny. No. And so I'm spending that fear to have them move into melee range and make one shared attack roll against Curia there. And that is another 14 against your evasion, which I believe you said does hit.
Hits.
And so that is 5 of them doing 4 damage each. So that's 20 physical damage as they're all biting you.
I will spend a stress, and I will take that damage, and Clem will say, "Get behind me."
Okay.
I'm suddenly imagining, like, Curia just drops, and then Clem's kind of like over the top with the turtle shell blocking all these. Maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, but certainly, that's going to be 20 damage coming your way then, Clem.
Right. And I will.
Did you take that? Did you take that damage?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to spend a stress on a hideous retribution spell, and do in order to attack the spiders that attacked Clem.
Okay.
That's a 16 with hope.
It is, and that is certainly enough to hit these spiders.
Okay, let me roll the damage. It's 2d6. That's 8 damage.
8 damage.
8 magic damage.
Yeah, I'm suddenly trying to remember how the minion works for the overkill, because it's
does it just like kill more of them?
The minions take. I mean, you basically divide the damage by the multiplier that the minion has.
Right.
So if it's 3 per or 4 per or whatever.
Okay. Hang on just a second. Okay, I see. I was just trying to remember in terms of reading the stat block where it says like how much damage will account for like another one of them. Yeah, okay. Like I think I'm sorry. I'm just like the minions. I'm sorry. You know what? I think that you do 8 damage, and I'm going to say that gives you it's going to do 3 of these. I've done something to myself by using non-typical stat blocks here, so oh wait, no, never. I found it. Never mind. I'm sorry. So you kill the one of them. You killed the one.
Okay.
Yeah. So I found where the number was. Yes.
He waves his wand, and a glob of glittery glittery ooze splats onto the spider, and just a couple of legs flutter down to the ground.
Lee feels bad for these spiders.
Lee does really feel bad for these spiders, and I think that's where Dusty will say, "Excuse me, gents. We are only defending ourselves. If you could take word back to your mother that we merely wish to use the boats to traverse downstream. we will leave you in peace.
Now here's the
make a presence roll.
Okay, and I'm going to use my wand of enthrallment to add a stress to add 2 to my
Okay. I'm going to
my
let you
roll.
know this is a difficult check because these spiders are not very amenable to your approach here.
Okay.
I also was about to wonder just how much they do they
So
understand?
I'm looking for a target of 20 is the point.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Wow.
This is a hard check.
Okay, in that case, can I also use a hope?
Yeah.
For an experience. Yeah.
Well, if you have an experience, it's appropriate, but you have to just say which one.
Have you heard this one?
Okay. So I will absolutely let you use that. You don't have to tell me like a joke, but give me how that applies here.
Generally speaking, people's natural reaction to spiders is that they're going to squish them.
Mm-hmm.
I will freely admit in the meta that is my reaction to a spider in my house.
Sure.
So us being in the spider's house, that makes sense that they would want to squish them, but we actually come in peace. Like the huntsman spider in Australia. So if you don't bother us, we won't bother you. We'll just get our stuff and go.
Okay. All right, go ahead and make your roll. But like I said, this is difficult. They're not generally inclined to listen to you.
Okay, so that's actually going to be a +7 to the roll. Let's see how this works. That is a 14, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a 14. Unfortunately, I think that these,
they don't believe me.
Well, yeah, it's not, I think, really even clear to you whether they understand or not.
Okay.
I think that they don't actually give you any sort of like indication that they have absorbed your request and have chosen to ignore you so much as they're just really not listening.
Okay. Well, I had to try.
Yeah. Fair. No, I think it is great that you tried. Unfortunately, the dice were not on your side this time. Yeah. So, so that's another fear for me.
The dice were on the side of squishing spiders, which I totally understand. I am not a fan of spiders myself.
Yeah. I'm not going to increase the die because in addition to just it being my turn, I'm also going to immediately spend one to do something that you do not have visibility of right at the moment.
Okay.
And so you will maybe find out what that's all about in a minute. But in the meantime, I think these spiders are continuing to sort of swarm and attack. And in this case, I think what we're getting is 2 of them are biting Curia. So that's a single attack roll, but they both do damage if it hits. That is only an 8 versus your evasion, which my guess is does not hit.
Yes.
And then 1 each for Bright and Clem. 18 against Bright's evasion.
That'll hit.
4 physical damage. And then against Clem, that is a crit. Believe it or not. The 19 result is because they have a -1 modifier.
Oh, wow.
So that's going to be 8 physical damage.
Oh, that's fine. It's still in my minor threshold.
And you see Clem he's a tank.
Yeah. Which is why you should be behind me. And Clem kind of shrugs it off and looks a little agitated at these spitters.
Yeah. Well, if I can, I would like to get behind Clem.
Get behind Clem.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, basically switch places with Clem.
I'm going to have you make an agility reaction roll, just because you're trying to sort of move through a crowded passageway here. Not only is it crowded for all of you, but also the spiders are occupying it also. So let's get So that was a 20 with fear.
fear?
Yes, and that was a reaction roll, so the fear doesn't matter, and you are successful, so you are able to do it with the 20.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let you just switch places if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Now they're attacking us from I'm gonna say that I'm assuming the ceiling since they came or the walls and whatnot.
Yes, yeah.
And Clem, is it our spotlight now?
Well, yeah. So I think the that was a move with fear, but it was a reaction roll, so the fear doesn't count. So I'll say it is still party spotlight.
Okay.
That's so really just a move.
Right. And so Clem will go ahead and try to smack this spider and the other one by marking a stress and using his hammer. And you see him hold it up and he's like, by the might and the rage of Casey Jones.
All right.
Look at that. That's a 20.
Nice.
Wow.
With hope.
That's going to
With
hit.
hope.
So go ahead and take your
Splash.
hope. And then that the thing that you did lets you basically have the same hit, go against both of these, right?
Yep. And that is max damage.
Yeah. These things are obliterated. Like
they are
just
now
they're a sticky spot on the wall. They're absolutely annihilated by the damage.
And you hear Clem go, I
Oh
really
my.
hate spiders.
Yes. So because that was a roll with hope, the party still has the spotlight.
So since it's sounding like some stuff's going on in there,
Yeah.
probably because of me, I'm going to move in to get a idea of the situation.
Yeah,
I
think Dusty will say the situation is spiders.
It's it's a classic spider situation.
Yes.
Yep.
And there's one above Carrie and one above Bright.
Okay. So that's a move, and then I'm going to. Right, let's see. Actually, I'm going to try out my new trick.
Ooh.
You have a new trick? What new trick do you have?
It's called invisibility. Make a spellcast roll. On a success, mark a success. Mark a stress, and choose myself or an ally within melee range.
Okay.
Which at this point would only be
Rhaegar.
Rhaegar.
So on a success, though, what's the success? Does it have a target number for you?
10.
10. Okay, yeah, great.
Invisible creature can't be seen except through magical means, and attack rolls against them are made with disadvantage.
Great.
Actually, making Riga invisible sounds like a good idea. So
I love that.
Spiders don't try to snack on her. So let's see if it actually works.
Okay, look at that.
Nice.
Yep, 17 with hope.
Yeah.
I still mark the stress. Riga's now invisible.
Okay. One of the things that I was trying to determine about having this friendly NPC with your party is trying to figure out whose spotlight she's actually supposed to move on. Because we previously did one where I was kind of trying to imply that you guys needed to decide when she should move, but I would control her, which I think didn't work very well. There's also a suggestion that she could have specific triggers that cause her to react. And I think that would be one way to do it. Another way would be for me to occasionally say that when it's a party spotlight, I can sometimes have her move, but then it will always still be party spotlight after she does a thing. What do you think about that?
I like that.
That's good.
The sort of or for that matter, we could have her spotlight. Because I think it's weird for it to be on my spotlight when it's helpful for you. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other way
And
to do it could be it still happens when it's my spotlight, but it's like the reverse of what I just said, where like, but if I use my spotlight to have her move, then it's still my spotlight after what she does. Or we could
Yeah.
have it be either one of those things, but then have her rolls determine whose spotlight it is next as normal. Does anyone have thoughts on any of those options?
I think like she rolls and gets a success, it's our spotlight. If she fails, it's your
Okay.
spotlight.
yeah. Yeah.
I think.
I
Well,
also,
okay. So here's the problem. Actually, this is why it can't be that, because it has to be just it is continuing. Because if she's using NPC stat block, she does not roll hope and fear dice.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
she,
I think just make her be part of our spotlight.
okay.
And
but,
so whenever she moves, it stays with our spotlight.
Okay.
She is an NPC.
All right.
With us
Right.
as an
Okay.
ally.
Great.
but rather than have her act every single time any of us have spotlight, I think that it should
I was going to suggest that, like, I would just have her move when it made sense to me,
right,
like
right.
narratively.
Yeah.
But it would be on party spotlight time.
Right.
So I think maybe that's the way to go.
Yeah, that makes
Because
sense.
the flip side would just be, if we can have it be either way. Either I choose that when she moves when it's party spotlight, or I choose when she moves when it's my spotlight. But it's kind of ultimately she's still going to be doing helpful things for you, and it won't change who has the spotlight after she goes.
Yeah.
But in any
Yeah,
case,
like
Sue has just turned her invisible.
Yes.
Invisible frog.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah,
No,
it's like
I think.
ooh.
Well, Curious. I think Curious going to try and stab at the one above her.
Okay.
Oh, crit!
Crit,
Look at that.
nice.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead
Another
and
pink
yeah,
spot.
roll your damage.
Hope, clear stress, and double damage.
Yeah, and it's and yeah, so you should have more dice to roll for the crit. Although I think it's moot, because you could do it to just get to the number, which would be exciting, but ultimately, yeah, you're definitely going to kill the remaining 2 spiders there.
Yeah, I'm okay just killing the remaining 2.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that there's after Sue, after you turn Riga invisible, I think there's a moment of calm, and then you feel her like hug you and then move away.
Aw.
I'm gonna have her make an agility test here. Wow. Oh, she got a natural 20.
She crit
So, this was to see if she can move silently. So I think you feel her hug and then move away, and she's just gone. You have no idea where
Okay.
she went. In fact, I'm going to put her on the GM later because that's fun.
Yeah. And basically, the rest of the invisibility is place a number of tokens on this card equal to your spellcast trait.
Okay.
Which that's my spellcast roll +2, I think.
I believe that's probably the case.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
whatever
it's
you're. Yeah.
2.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever the invisible creature takes an action, spend a token.
Okay.
From the card, and after the action that spends the last token is resolved, the effect ends.
Okay.
And I'm still in control of the invisibility, and I can only do that on one creature at a time.
Okay. So, Basilius, are you still down there trying to pull loose this piece of?
I think I would have moved, but it just doesn't seem to be a good use of the turns for me to take an action.
I'm just sort of saying, like, what were you up to while that was happening?
I stopped, and I am moving, but I'm not taking player resources to use a turn, and so I'm kind of stuck.
Well, you've killed everything for the immediate moment. It's not like
I never saw anything. I have no idea that.
I think you heard them talking for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you heard some very distinct splats.
Yeah.
Is everybody alive?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Vasilius the Vasilius the tardy. Yeah.
So as you're yelling through again, you now hear more splashing.
Oh
and
boy.
another big spider comes through. This one is much bigger. It is huge and hulking and squeezing through these narrow tunnels, and it is also bright neon blue in color. Boom, boom, boom.
Ooh, I wonder if this one's a different flavor.
Oh crap!
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna just charge up onto Dusty.
Oh dear.
Oh crap!
Right,
that is a 12 against your evasion.
That does meet my evasion.
Okay. So that is going to be that's going to be 6 physical damage as it just like charges in and just latches onto you with these gigantic pincers. Also, when the bruiser here makes a successful attack, all PCs within far range lose a hope, and I gain a fear.
Oof.
Oof.
So does that everybody lose a hope?
Yeah.
Everybody, yeah.
Uh-huh. And also, yeah, let's see, that's with a, yeah, so it doesn't, so when it makes a successful attack, the target must mark an armor slot without receiving its benefits.
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
because it's just got these gigantic pincers on you, and it's just like shaking you like a dog does with a
yeah,
toy.
and I think you hear Dusty make an unmanly yeep sound, and I'm going to use Power Push to make a spellcast roll against a target within melee range. On a success, they're knocked back to far range and take 2 D10 plus 2 magic damage.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, that's useful.
So let's see if I can.
This is your action that you're doing, right? It's not a reaction. Okay, yeah, gotcha.
No, it's not a reaction. This is my action.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a 24 with hope.
24 is pretty good. I think that's going to be a success on this thing for sure.
And it's 2d10 plus 2.
Okay.
Sweet.
That is 15 points of damage.
15 is enough to do moderate damage to it.
And it is knocked back to far range.
To far range.
As far as it go. Far as it can go.
Yeah, so I think it sort of, what does this look like as you send this thing like tumbling backwards? I think
I think it looks like I think it looks like Dusty's pushing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like a magical resonance around his hands that enhances the shove to where it's far more effective than you think it should be.
Yeah.
And it skips across the water like a stone.
I was actually thinking it's tumbling. It's like rolling over like a...
In my head, I could just...
Before it strikes the wall there.
In my head, I see Dusty reaching out with a push going, back away, like a rock song.
I was thinking some of those like Shaolin monk kung fu moves. Like, yeah, so yes, you it bites you, but then you manage to just like shove it back, and so it definitely takes damage and is knocked all the way back.
Okay, and I am getting out of the direct line of that thing.
I'm going to put the torch in. Hand the torch to Bright because
I'll take it. Yeah,
one hand, and I'm going to take out my bow and fire at this thing.
Okay. I think we need you to go ahead and move into line of sight. But,
Just.
Yep. I will gladly take the torch.
It even looks like Bright's holding the torch already.
Well, that's his wand, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make a version where he's got both, and he's kind of like looking between them.
He tries to cast magic with the torch.
Okay, 18 and 18 does hit.
And I am going to see. I'm going to use Ruthless Predator to increase my damage.
All right.
13 damage.
13 is just enough to do moderate damage, so that's another 2 hit points it marks.
Okay.
And now, once you've fired, so I don't get in your way, Clem will charge up to block the hole.
Okay.
Hold the door.
All right. Party does still have spotlight.
Okay.
I
Oh.
without actually using up a spotlight, because I'm not going to take an action, but I do want to move up behind. I want to move up behind
Sure.
Clem.
Okay. I'm going to move up and
I think at this point, Curia, you feel you hear it, and you feel what is almost certainly Riga like gently brushing past you in the little corridor from left to right on the map.
okay.
Stay safe.
I would like to peek down that corridor to the north while I
yes,
survive.
I can. I'll reveal that. I think beyond about that part is too dark to see with the torch.
Yep. Okay.
And Clem
so
will
you see it another crossroads further up that way.
And Clem will say to Bright, "Stick behind me. Sadly I can swim, but I can't see in the dark."
So just for the record, these little canals, like they take up most of the floor, but they're only like a couple, like 18 inches deep or so. Okay. Kind of like deeper in the middle, sort of just like a little channel.
Yeah.
Since
and you guys can see Dusty just walking on walking on the channels like it's solid ground. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
And so
you
now
have those slippers.
Yep.
Right.
Oh yeah. And so then Clem will then again, since no one rushed in front of him, he will move forward again. "Hello, Mr. Spider," and smack said Spider.
All right. Get him.
Oh.
15 with hope.
15 does hit.
Come on. 20 points of damage.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, 20 is enough to do 2 hit points. So it is not down, but it's pretty rough at this point.
And I will, let's see, since that was a success.
Well, I think what's going to happen first, though, is that I'm going to spend a fear to interrupt.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
And I'm going to have it attempt to bite you back. Wait, no, I'm doing the wrong thing. For Pete's sake. Got a little cable blocking my my buttons here. There we go. That's a 10 against your evasion.
That'll hit.
Yeah. Okay, so it makes a successful attack. So once again, all PCs within far range, which I think at this point probably does not include Sue or Basilius.
Okay.
But does include Bright, Dusty, and Curia. Lose a hope, and I'm going to gain a fear. And then it's also going to do 7 physical damage, and you need to mark an armor slot without receiving its benefits, Clem.
Okay. And I'll take that. And then, man.
And I am going to spend that fear that I just got once again doing something that you don't see.
Okay. I'm going to move up behind Clem Jr. and I'm going to use my Siphon Essence spell.
Oh.
Once again, he reaches out with and his hand just stretches to reach to the spider and attempts to siphon its life force into his. And that is a 16 with fear. And since I rolled with fear, I get a +1 to my proficiency, and I rolled 3d20 instead of 2d20 damage.
Oh wow, that's a fun mechanic.
Nice.
That's a neat trick.
So that is 31 damage.
Yeah.
How
It
many
only
hit-
had 1 hit point left. That would have been enough to be severe. It would have been enough to be severe damage.
Okay, so that's important because I clear a number of hit points equal to the number of hit points the target marked.
Well,
so
but
do I
it
only
can
clear
only
one?
mark 1 though, because it only
Okay,
has
so I
one
clear
to
that
mark.
one.
Yes.
Okay.
But yes,
Okay.
yes.
Well, that's important because I don't have. Yeah.
Yeah, it shrivels up and kind of flips over and does the the classic spider thing of it sort of flips over on its back and its legs all kind of curl up against its belly. But it is dead, and things are once again quiet for the moment. Oops.
Okay.
Maybe we shouldn't announce. Quim is kind of quiet when he says this to Bright. Maybe we shouldn't announce our presence so loudly.
That was my thought. Let's go back and inform our friends.
Can I, by the way, can I drag this behind us? Because I want to steal stuff off this big spider.
Oh yeah, you're just dragging the this spider along?
Yeah.
So I will say yes, you can do that. It's probably gonna like splash in the channel and make noise unless you want to make a roll for it.
I will, because I have advantage on moving quietly.
Oh. Moving quietly while dragging a horse-sized spider behind you in a half-flooded tunnel?
Yep.
Oh, that's a very specific ability.
No, it's just for
No, I'll let the advantage count.
Yeah, the target might be high, but
that'd be a finesse roll, I think.
Yeah. I will make another token to just reflect that you're sort of dragging it with you.
Yeah. 14 with hope.
Yeah, I think it's making some noise, but again, it's not carrying and resounding through all the tunnels like
And once I get back,
some of the shouting was.
And once I'm back with the people with our group, I will start trying to dismantle said spider to give these ingredients to Dusty.
Okay.
Oh, so we're not okay. Well, so yeah, I was hoping to give Dusty some of the undertaffy, but I guess maybe the spider's more.
I mean, you could do both.
We'll see.
Yeah, one of each.
I have 3.
Well, yeah, I guess it depends on what you get out of the spider.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and sneak into this area.
You bump into an invisible Riga, who jumps in place and goes because she despite her being invisible, she did not sense you coming up behind her, so you basically ran into her butt and surprised her. And so, but she's not so loud that it carries, but she does sort of like touch your shoulder to just like I'm here.
Yeah.
Makes a couple of quiet croaking sounds that you don't understand. She does not appear to be trying to stop you, though.
Okay.
So
yeah,
you
I'll
could proceed that way.
Move around her, and then maybe
because
try a finesse roll to move quietly.
Yeah.
Maybe not be a. 20 with hope.
Yeah,
Yay.
I think so. I think you are able to move into this next little area and see that there is a cavern in there with some residue of what looks like perhaps what the spiders were maybe eating when they heard you coming. They look like giant rats or other sorts of dried up in the process of being eaten critters. So, you know,
rodents of
potentially you could
unusual
try to harvest
size.
those for ingredients too. They look kind of nasty at this point.
Rodents of
So
unusual size.
yeah.
I didn't know they existed.
Yes. So, what trait are you using to harvest from the big spider, Clem?
Since I just got a hope, I will use that hope to also use one of my experiences of I season with precision, and I will use let's see. I'll use strength because I want to see if I can get some like spider legs or like maybe some like mandible meat, kind of like a crab. Because I'm sure it's got like kind of a carapace sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's an 8 with hope, but
8 is not great.
Hmm.
I think that what you get is that those great big pincers on it actually sort of crack open like lobster tails a little
Right.
bit. And you get some meat in there that looks like it's going to have a sweet profile. You realize that there was perhaps some abdomen uh, ingredients that might have been good, but you because you were unfamiliar with the anatomy in this go around, you looks like you kind of you you poked into an organ that does not taste good at all, that has kind of like tainted
Spoiled
everything
everything.
else. And so so you
And,
get the
and
one sweet pincer meat, but not whatever other ingredient that this type of spider might normally provide.
and besides, it's been partially consumed.
We're talking about the big spider here, that
The big one,
not
not
the
the
not the rats.
Yeah. Bright.
No. Bright has partially consumed.
Oh right, yes,
Oh,
that's
right.
that too. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. All right.
All right.
So I think that takes a few minutes, right? And so I think that you have been trying to be sort of quiet and maybe not trying to move too far past where you've explored right now, and nothing else seems to have come attacking you for now.
This chamber that Carrie is in, is there anything to the north?
Yes. Yeah. Let me reveal that. That wall that you see there has a little bit of a crack in it that only something as small as those like dog-sized spiders could fit through. So you are too big to fit through without needing to make a roll and going through very slowly. It's like a the descent style. You have to be like on your belly, like really creeping through, like to go through. But a smaller creature could go through fast.
I'm gonna go up to it and just look through the crack.
Okay.
I think we should go and see what's
also,
going on.
it's still dark, so unless you got another torch, it's dark in there.
Yeah, I mean,
Clem,
can
if
listen.
you would leave the way, we need to see where our friend has gone.
Where
Oh,
you going?
okay, we'll go that way.
I was trying to.
Okay,
No. I was trying to unmute. My bad.
Okay.
By all means, after you.
You know, at some point, we're going to have a conversation about leaving the party.
As in
Yeah.
not doing that.
Or
Yeah.
not staying behind. So what is the flavor profile of the groundwater taffy?
Also sweet.
Okay,
One sweet.
Dusty, take
Yep.
take two. That gives you 3 things of sweet, but at least now we're all full up.
Well, I'm just a sweet fella.
So where are you getting 3? Are you where you were saying, oh, you took 2, the other 2?
I took 2. Yeah, 2.
Yeah. Okay,
and
I got you.
spider.
That's fine. No worries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's go join the fun.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't killed anything today.
Yeah.
Well, you've already harvested more ingredients than everybody else, though. So
I guess that's something.
Did you? Oh yeah, and I will. Since I see Kyria coming around the corner, Clem will come up. Where's mine? There it is. Hey, Kyria. And he's trying to talk quietly by coming up to them instead of yelling through these caves. Did you see anything that way? Was it a wall? Or?
There's a crack, but it's too dark.
Yeah.
Hey, Bright.
Plenty of other directions to go.
I'll be like, yeah, let me have the torch. Basically, Kira's going to take back her torch.
Okay.
And go up and hopefully not gonna have the light kind of behind her so it can go through the crack as well. But
you can see a little bit through there because it's otherwise it's it's difficult. You're having to reach it ahead of you and try to see past it. It's not easy, but you can see a little bit. You can see that what's on the other side, the floor is a bit lower, and it looks like you see what looked like maybe a pair of sarcophagi in there, or stone tombs.
Yeah,
but nothing's obviously reacting to the light that I can tell. Okay. Well,
Dusty
it looks like some sort of mausoleum back there.
Dusty will light his own torch off of Kyria's once she gets back. So that you guys have two torches, one for the front and one for the back.
Riga has. I'm going to put her back on the visible layer, partly for my own convenience, but also what she is doing while she's still invisible is that she is holding she's picked up a rock, whereas for right now, just so that you kind of know where you hear her sort of croaking, and you see the rock sort of just bobbing like I'm right here, don't back into me or something.
Yeah.
So she is still invisible, but she is, for right now, holding a rock just so that you know where she is.
Okay.
And Clem will since I have a torch as well, Clem will take out his torch and begin and light it off the others and start making his way down this corridor, trying to move as quietly as possible.
Yeah. You want to give me another?
Indeed.
I'd also like to be kind of
17 with hope.
Okay, yeah, 17.
Yep. I actually want to move out. So how far is the light going from these torches? Because little Miss Shadow like Stepper and such wants to kind of keep in shadows.
Yeah, how about this? I'll put a little aura on folks for it. I'm gonna say 20 feet.
Okay.
Just because I think that seems.
I mean, Curious is a special torch that does it. Goes real far.
Okay.
So
you have to tell me the details about that, or I can't do anything with it.
Yeah. The flame's light fills a much larger space than it should, enough to illuminate a cave bright as day.
Ooh.
Okay. Let's.
No, I'm going to come up to here and to be just.
So the bearing in mind, of course, line of sight with these.
Yeah,
these auras,
this would. Yeah, I'd be out of the line of sight of Curious for the moment, so I could probably see further down this way.
Yeah, so I think looking down that way.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be in like complete darkness, but I want to be able to be ahead of the light a little bit ahead of the light sources.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you see what you see. You see some of these, more of these tunnels. You don't see any other obvious, spiders at the moment.
Anything up here?
So yeah, I guess if you peek up that way, from where you are.
Yeah, just kind of like look around the corner. Okay, so it goes out into another. Okay. So we know there's some sort of like room with stuff this way. So
Yeah. I think Sue could probably crawl through that space.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If that's the case, I'm going to say, well, come up here to whisper. Should if I fit through that crack, should I go look there? Look in?
Well,
If you
let's see if we can.
Well, we won't be able to help you if you run into trouble. So I would rather you didn't.
Right.
I did know just where spend a fear to do another thing, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say let's see if we can find a way in
well,
other than the crack.
You forgot my teleporting.
True. Yes, that is something you can do.
Yeah.
Shadow jump.
If I go in there and something scary, I can pop out over on this side.
Okay, I think that's probably a good idea then.
All right. So
head over here and then just kind of.
Yeah, get eyes on her, Curia.
Well,
and then
also she needs shadow, so
yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but it's a cave. There are going to be some crags and such, even like back here. So just so that I have an idea of like where shadows are, and then crawl through.
Okay. Yeah. So in that room, you do see that there is, in fact, like, it is what looks like a tomb. There are some little steps here on the right-hand wall that go up to what looks like a collapsed tunnel. And then there's, but like these tombs definitely look like they have, humanoid style engravings on them. You don't think these are the spiders' tombs. You think maybe the spiders moved into something that was already here otherwise.
Got it. Okay. So then I'll just, and I up here.
It's just another tunnel, but you can't you can't just see forever in infinite distance.
Yeah.
So
So if I move up to here, it should be. So this is a door.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I noticed that there's some of the pink cobwebby stuff up here.
Yep.
All right, so then I will come back and tell everyone.
Okay.
And based on what I saw up to here, I figured this is up to here. I'll figure that the way to the door is somewhere in between.
Could be.
Yeah.
Most likely.
So let's get back to our peregrinations.
What?
Huh?
What was that word?
We keep walking, right?
Yes, that means we keep walking. Yes.
Okay.
So back out here, right, left. I'll ask kind of like right, left, straight, and then Curious picked.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. That's allowed.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yep. I think when you look down, you'll see that's that space where we were fighting with the other spiders.
Yeah. So let me reveal that room.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Like
so you see in that room there is yeah, as you can see, there are a couple of little areas where you see what looks like maybe fresh water or something is bubbling up from each of these little places, and there seems to be little glowing light sources in there. They're not very bright. You didn't really see them when you were outside of the room, but there's just sort of a dim little magical light in each of those places, and you see like plants growing in those spots.
Like plants or more of the fungus?
Plants.
I would like to try to identify
surface style plants.
Yes, I would like to try to identify those plants and analyze them.
Yeah.
So here's a knowledge roll.
Yeah.
That is a 16 with fear.
Oh, well, I think that what you discover looking at the plants is you are very surprised because these definitely are plants that you would not expect to find growing underground at all. Like there are lots of different kinds of both plants and fungus that you can sometimes find underground, especially if they're exposed to, like if they're cultivated like with artificial light, like or torches or whatever. But the little dim magic you see, you wouldn't expect to be enough light to mimic just normally being on the surface, and yet unless it's usually something else and it is only dim at the moment, it seems to be enough, because what you see is sort of healthy growth of the sorts of vegetables you might find in a like a little home garden. Like there's lettuces and cabbages and tomatoes. There's not very many of each, I should say. It's just a little bit. That's what's growing. It seems like it might be somewhat, harvested. It's not. It doesn't look super well tended. However, there are the plants growing there.
So do they look like? Do they look like a like seeds that might have been discarded somewhere and kind of just happened to have lodged someplace where they grew, or do they look planted?
Well, it looks like they are in little niches that are fed with both magical light and fresh water, and so they're like.
It does look intentional.
It looks like if they fell there accidentally, it was an awful coincidence.
Oh, or
because any other place that they fell, they would not grow.
Well, or they may have been intentionally planted at one point, but if it's not well kept, it's not like manicured garden.
Well, anyone who keeps a garden can't be all bad.
We'll find out about that.
Would those spots be where the water in this area is coming from?
It doesn't look like it's a very robust flow. Like it's not a ton of water. However, over time, maybe you suspect it might be more along the lines of these are fed by whatever also feeds the river.
Feeds the rest of it.
Right. So this is not the source of the river, but they are probably fed by the source of the river.
Okay.
So, while you're hanging out in there is something that happens. Let me resolve that here. Gosh, I am on the wrong page. I think what happens is that you are surprised by an ambush of a hidden spider. So I'm going to take 2 fear because you all were not prepared for it. I'm gonna go. I'm only adding 1 because I'm using 1 to do this basically. Oops. I'm trying to put this guy back on the proper layer. So yeah, out of one of these little niches, hiding in the shadows, is yet another kind of spider. It's bigger than the little ones that you fought initially, but like smaller than that big old bruiser guy. And what it does is leap out of there with sort of like this sort of shrieking, squealing noise that is definitely carrying sound. And as it leaps in there, I think it is going for Dusty because Dusty's sort of the one that was most directly in line of sight from where it was.
Oh, great. Dusty has, because we have so many light sources, Dusty went ahead and doused his torch while all of the discussion and investigation was going on.
Yeah. So, wow, that is a critical fumble as it, it's a critical fail as with a natural 1 as it leaps out in surprise and somehow, let's see what happens here that I think it's just that, You know what? I will say what happens is that Riga was actually standing there
Oh,
and it didn't
no.
realize it. So basically, it was trying to leap in to attack Dusty, but it like trips over Riga and kind of like tumbles instead, and so does not succeed in attacking. And so, yeah.
Rika, MVP.
Well, I think that she is actually going to take an opportunity here to do an attack of her own against it. Wow, and she got yeah, that's a 20 to hit. So I think
Go Riga.
Hey, with this campaign, it could be an official Baker's 20.
yeah. So she only does 8 physical damage with a dagger, and I think as you just hear her sort of give her own little battle cry, but and it's gonna mark 1 as she kind of stabs it with her little dagger. But it is now party spotlight. However, as I mentioned, it did give this sort of shrieking sound as it initially attacked, which means that you might be expecting company.
More friends.
Yes, I am going to use a spellcast roll. I'll cast my Voice of Dread spell at the spider, and a whispered voice in its ear. Imagine a booted foot stomping on the face of a spider forever, and
Oh goodness!
I get a 22 with hope.
Oh boy.
Whoop, there it is.
Wow!
So it must mark a stress and become vulnerable.
Wow! Okay. Vulnerable.
Ooh.
I'll use these
Vulnerable.
this little heart token on to reflect that. And that's certainly a success with hope. So it's still party spotlight.
Yeah.
I'd like to do a rain of blades.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
And you've got advantage, by the way.
Yep, and if they're vulnerable, they take extra damage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Nice little synergy there.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you
Wow.
got
I think you hit, but
I think I hit.
29.
So
yeah, with
there
fear,
is
but
with fear, but there's the main damage and then an extra D8 of damage.
mm-hmm.
So 10
Okay.
total.
10. Okay, so on this guy, that is still only 1 hit point for it to mark.
He's a biggie.
He's a beefy boy.
Yeah. Definitely tougher than those little ones. But I'm actually going to take that fear that I just got, and I'm going to spend it and a couple more to go ahead and surround y'all.
Oh boy.
So
Oh no.
these guys come from one of the paths on to the south that you didn't go down yet. Let me just try to get these guys in their appropriate squares. This guy squeezes through from the north up here.
Oh, geez.
Oh.
Oh boy.
And another one that, like the one you're just fighting, comes also from there. So that's 3 fear that I've just spent to get to them to those places.
Oh, we have spiders in all sizes.
And then I think, yeah, I think that's where I'll leave it now because you know what? I'll spend 1 more to have our guy that was just made vulnerable make himself not vulnerable anymore.
Okay.
Cliffhanger?
Well, I guess that's that maybe could be if people are looking for a slightly shorter session because time change tonight, we could potentially end it here as a nice cliffhanger.
Yeah. This sounds like a good
Yeah.
Oh.
Spider time. All right, so we will leave it here then for this week, and we will return next week for more adventure on so many levels.
So many
levels.
levels.
So many levels.
levels.
In either daylight savings time or not daylight savings time, whichever one it is, I can never remember. Sprung
In
forward.
daylight saving time.
Yeah. All right.